Hello, welcome back to the next unit. Today we are going to start the topic HRD culture and climate. All the topics that we are going to discuss in today's class are mentioned here for your reference. Now let's get into the class. So before directly entering into today's class, let us have a brief understanding of what all are the different things that we are going to discuss today. See, we have just seen the list of topics that we are going to discuss today, right? Keep that aside. See, our basic focus in this or in today's class is HRD culture and HRD climate. Now, I will also be giving you the basic, understanding or the basic meaning of the term organizational culture and organizational climate. Why will I give you that particular explanation is because most of the people get confused between the terms organizational culture and HRD culture, organizational climate and HRD climate. Most of the people think they, both of them are same, but they are not the same. They are similar. One of them is the superset of the other. I will be telling you the difference. See, basically, we have this organizational culture, right? Okay, organizational culture is the entire organization's culture. Now this particular HRD culture is the part of that organizational culture. Similarly, every organization has its organizational climate, the entire organizational climate. Now this particular HRD climate is a part of organizational climate. Now what do you mean by this culture, what do you mean by this climate? We will be looking detailedly in the upcoming parts of this particular video. Now see, I told you, right? This organizational culture, HRD culture, organizational climate, HRD climate. Now, let us look at the basic meaning of, this particular culture and climate so that we will be understanding clear picture of this organizational culture, HRD culture, organizational climate, HRD climate and all these things. See, basically, let us talk about each and everything, part by part or, topic by topic. We will be talking about organizational culture, organizational climate, HRD culture, HRD climate. Okay, now see. Let's start with organizational culture. See, we have this saying telling that no two human beings are same, right? They may look similar, but no two human beings think or behave in the same way, right? Similarly, organizations also are different from one another. Now, the set of all the values or norms or beliefs or whatever it is that differentiate one organization from the other, or all the set of norms, values, beliefs, customs and all these things that make an organization unique among others, or that that differ or that differentiate this particular organization from the group of other organizations is generally termed as its culture. Now organizational culture, we have just looked after the basic meaning of organizational culture. That means organizational culture refers to all the the set of all the values or beliefs or norms, values and each and everything that differentiate one organization to other. Now this particular organizational culture is unique to organization. That means each and every organization will have its unique and own organizational culture. Now this is the basic concept of organizational culture. Okay, now keep this entire organizational culture aside. Now let's move to organizational climate. See, what do you mean by organizational climate? See, what do you mean by climate in general? See, generally, climate means the perception about the quality of the environment around us. That means when I say that, in this particular company, in this particular potato company, the climate is good. That means I am basically referring that, the working environment, the quality of the internal environment of the organization is good. This is my perception, okay? I may think that this particular potato company's climate is good, working climate is good, and some other person may think that okay, this particular company's climate is not good. Now it depends on the individual's perception. I may think that this is good, he may think that that particular working environment is not good. So basically, this particular organizational climate is there, right? Now this particular organizational climate is the perception of the employees about the internal environment of the organization. This is basically organizational climate. Okay, now we have just looked after the organizational culture and we also have looked after the organizational climate, right? Now let's keep this particular two things aside. Now let's look after the basic other things or our main topics, which are HRD culture and HRD climate. See, we have discussed about organizational culture, right? Telling that all the set of all the norms, values, beliefs, each and everything that make an organization unique or that make an organization stand out of the all the other organizations, right? Now that is organizational culture. When we talk about HRD culture in particular, we are talking that, or we are basically trying to tell that HRD culture is the degree to which an organization promotes OCTAPACE, OCTAPACE, Now this particular octapace means, see, basically it's an abbreviation. Now each and every letter in this particular octapace stands for something we will be discussing later, but basically this particular HRD culture means the degree to which an organization promotes this particular octapace. This particular octapace, you know, some sources will be referring this as octapace culture. Now you may, if you are in your BBA or MBA, you may also be having a short, you know, question and answer telling that, you know, write about octapace culture. What is octapace culture and all these things? We will be discussing that in the later part of this video. Okay, so basically this is HRD culture. Now let's look at HRD climate. See, when we talked about the organizational climate, we told, right, you know, the perception of the employees about the quality of the working environment, or basically the perception of the employees about the internal environment of an organization. We told that, right? What do you mean by HRD climate? See, HRD climate means the perception of the employee. Here also it is the perception of the employee about the, you know, the developmental aspect or the developmental environment of the organization. See, an organization environment contains so many different parts, but HRD climate means the perception related to only the developmental aspect of the organization. That means how much importance is the top management, or how much importance is the organization giving to the development of its employees. That perception of the employees is generally termed as HRD climate. Okay, so there is this organizational climate, there is this HRD climate, there is this organizational culture, there is this HRD culture. Now this organization's culture and organization's climate are big terms. Okay, they are related to the entire organization, whereas this HRD culture and HRD climate are the part of this particular organizational culture and organizational climate. Okay, now let's look at the theory parts. You know, this, you know, by this we can basically conclude today's class. Okay, this is what we are going to look in the theory part, but the extra part is we will be looking after this HRD culture and HRD climate in detail. See, today our main topic is HRD culture and HRD climate. Okay, I have just referred, or I have just told you about the organization's culture and organization's climate, just so that, you know, to give you a clear difference between, you know, them, the organizational culture and HRD culture, organizational climate and HRD climate. Now regarding this organizational culture and all, we will be, you know, dealing in the subject of organizational behavior. Okay, now let's get into today's class, which is HRD culture and climate. So we are in the 8th unit, which is HRD culture and climate. Okay, so this is the, you know, let me zoom out. So this is the just a simple, you know, this is just a simple diagrammatic representation. You know, this, there is this organizational culture and there is this HRD culture, which is a part of the organizational culture. Okay, and there is this organizational climate and there is this HRD climate, and this HRD climate is the part of organizational climate. Okay, just for your, you know, just for your reference, I, you know, I have put it as a diagram. Now let's move to the basic meanings of this particular, you know, each and every culture, that is organizational culture, HRD culture, and, you know, each and every climate, that is organizational climate and HRD climate. I'm again telling you our main topic is HRD culture and climate. I'm just giving you about this organizational culture and organizational climate just for your reference, so that you could understand this entire concept in a better way. Okay, now see, what do you mean by organizational culture? Just as we just, you know, just as we previously discussed, organizational culture is a combination of all the shared beliefs, values and assumptions that distinguish one organization to another. Okay, now let's look at organizational climate. I told you, right, the perception about the internal quality of the environment of an organization, right? See, organizational climate is the set of attributes which can be perceived about a particular organization, about how the organization deals with its members and the environment. So generally about the environment, each and every aspect related to the organization comes under environment, general environment. Okay, now let's look after HRD culture. HRD culture is the extent to which octapace are valued and promoted in an organization. Now we will be looking after octapace detailed in a later, in the later part of this particular video. So as of now, just remember this HRD culture. Okay, now HRD climate. What do you mean by HRD climate? We told you, right, the perceptions related to only the developmental aspect is HRD climate. Okay, now see, HRD climate is simply the perception of the employees about how much importance is the organization giving for their development. Okay, so this is the basic, you know, understanding that you need to have before directly proceeding into HRD culture, climate and all these things. Now let's look after each of these things in more detailed manner. See, defining the organizational culture. Once again, just for the reference, organizational culture is the combination of all the shared beliefs, values and assumptions that distinguish one organization to another. Okay, now every organization has some characteristics which are similar to other organizations. Okay, similarly, each organization has a unique set of characteristics and properties which are different from other different organizations, which are combinedly termed as organizational culture. Now Defining HRD culture. HRD culture deals with the extent or degree to which octapaces are valued and promoted in an organization, as we have already discussed. Now let's look at what do you mean by octapace, or what does this octapace stand for. See, octapace means O for openness, confrontation, trust, autonomy, proactivity, authenticity, collaboration, and experimentation. So octapace stands for all these things. We will be discussing about each and everything later, but basically a human resource development culture means the degree to which the organization gives importance to these things, or the degree to which the organization promotes all these different things in an organization, the octapace. Okay, now HRD culture is an integral part of organizational culture, and HRD culture is essential for facilitating the HRD climate. Now there is a close relationship between this particular HRD culture and HRD climate. Today's main topic. Now what is the relationship between this particular HRD culture and HRD climate? I will be giving you. Now see, we have just seen about organizational culture and HRD culture, right? Now let's look after organizational climate and HRD climate. See, defining the organizational climate. The term climate is used to describe the quality of the internal environment of an organization, okay, which affects the quality of cooperation, the development of the individual, the extent of the members' dedication or commitment to the organizational purposes, and the efficiency with which the purposes are translated into results. So here we are, previously while discussing about the general meaning of the term, organizational climate, we told that it is basically the perception of the employees relating to the internal working environment of an organization. I told you, right? Now here in this theory part we are telling that, see, internal working environment. There in the meaning we just told that internal working environment. Here he has told that, he has not mentioned telling that in a simple way, telling that, internal working environment. Here he has, basically gave a detailed view. That means internal working environment means all these different things. So basically an employee's perception about, these kind of things are generally referred as organizational climate. Now, in simple words, organizational climate is the perception that the employee have about the policies, practices, procedures, and the conditions which exist in the working environment. Okay. Now, organizational climate influences the morale and attitudes of the individuals towards their work and their environment. Yes, right. See, if an employee has good perception about his working environment, or about his particular, that the quality of the environment in an organization, that will definitely have a positive impact on the way he performs, or the way he dedicates, or the way he commits himself to the organization, right? So here we are telling that organizational, this particular organizational climate influences the morale and attitudes of the employees. Now, organizational climate can be created using the organizational practices, procedures, etc. Okay. Now let's look after the HRD climate, and then we will be starting into, or then we will be going, into our main topic, which is HRD culture and climate. See, this is also main topic, but the clear or the most important things of today's class we will be discussing later. Now, defining the HRD climate. Till now we have looked after the organizational culture, HRD culture. We have looked after the organizational climate. Now we will be looking after the HRD climate. See, HRD climate is simply the employee's perception about how much importance is the management giving for their development. Okay, that means perception related to developmental aspect. Now, it can also be defined as the perceptions that the employees have on the developmental environment of the organization. Now, HRD climate is the integral part of organizational climate. Okay, now till now we have just seen the basic meanings or the theories of organizational culture, organizational climate, HRD culture, HRD climate. Now let's look at, see, I have told you, right, there is a, there is a connection between this particular HRD culture and HRD climate, our today's main topic. Now let us see what is the basic connection between this particular, HRD culture and HRD climate. Or if anyone asks you or questions you telling that, how can you relate HRD culture and HRD climate, you have to basically tell this. See, look at this figure, look at this diagram. See, this entire thing is HRD climate. This particular HRD climate. See, what is HRD climate? It is basically the perception of the employee about the developmental aspect, or it's basically the perception of the employee about how much importance or how much focus is the top management giving for their development. Okay. Now, this perception that the employee forms, relating to the development aspect, is basically a resultant of three different components. That means After considering three different components, an employee comes to the final perception that okay, this is the importance that the organization is giving to us. Or after after thinking or after perceiving in three different elements or three different components, then an employee comes to a perception, or then an employee finalizes to a picture in his mind telling that okay, this is how how much importance the top management is giving for our development. This is how much focus is being put on our development by the top management or the organization. Now what are the three different components or three different elements which basically contribute in creating a final perception in the employee's mind are, or in simple terms, to give you in basic words, HRD climate has three different components. HRD climate comprises of three different elements, or HRD climate is basically the perception in the employee's mind relating to development, and that particular perception is formed after considering three elements, three components. Now what are they? See, HRD climate basically consists of three elements, which one of which is general climate, and the other one is HRD culture, and the third one is HRD mechanisms. Now this is how HRD culture and HRD climate are interrelated. Now see, I told you, right? See, for example, if you are an employee in an organization, okay, you will be having a basic perception about how much importance is the top management giving for your development, or how much importance is the top management giving for your career, your future, and all these things. Now that perception you have in your mind, right? Now that perception is formed basing on three different elements. What are they? The first one is something called as the general climate, the second one is something called as the HRD culture, and the third one is something called as the HRD mechanisms. Now let's talk about each and every element in detail. See, there is this first component, right? General climate. See, what do you mean by general climate? The general climate is the actual focus given by the top management towards the development of the employees in the organization. That means the actual policies, the philosophies, or the top management styles, the supporting things that they do, and all these things, the actual things, the perceptions about the actual things that are happening in the organization, or the actual things that are happening in the environment of the organization. All these things refer to the general climate. Now the HRD culture we have already discussed, right? What do you mean by HRD culture? Is the importance, or basically the degree to which, or the extent to which the organization promotes octopus culture in the organization. We will be looking after that in the later part of this video. And at last, the HRD mechanisms, the third component is HRD mechanisms. So keeping all these things in mind, the employees come to a final perception, which is basically this particular HRD climate. So they will be forming a perception keeping these three elements in mind about the development, the developmental environment in the organization. Okay, now let's look at the theory of each and every element so that you could have a good reference. Now the first element is the general climate, right? See, the elements of HRD climate, let's look after each of them in detail. See, an optimal level of developmental climate is essential for facilitating the HRD activities. That means for facilitating the HRD activities in an organization, a good amount of, or a good HRD climate is essential. That means if you try to maintain a good HRD climate in the organization, it will be helpful for you in implementing the HRD activities in the organization. It will actually facilitate in a positive manner. Now the elements of HRD climate can be grouped into three broad categories. We have discussed the general climate, HRD culture, and HRD mechanisms. Now, explaining each category in detail. Now, what do you mean by general climate? As we already discussed, the general climate deals with the focus given by the top management and the line managers on development of the employees. The following factors work as enabling forces to enhance HRD climate. Now, what are they? Top management style and philosophy, personal policies, positive attitude towards development, and commitment of the line managers. That means the general climate is the the general perception about the focus given by the top management. Now don't get confused between this particular the meaning of this general climate and the meaning of the entire HRD climate. Now the entire HRD climate is also a perception in the employee's mind about the developmental aspect in the organization. Now this particular general climate is there, right? This deals with the focus given by the top management, or the organization in developmental aspect. Now we can actually tell about general climate and end here. Most of the people will be having the doubt, but the final perception that the employees have in the mind relating to the developmental aspect in the organization will also be dependent on the HRD culture and the HRD mechanisms. That means while coming to the, or in the process of coming to the final perception about the developmental aspect or the focus given by the top management relating to the development in the organization, the employees also consider these other two elements. That is the reason why we are not stopping with this general climate. We will also be discussing about HRD culture and the HRD mechanisms. Okay, now that is the reason why we are talking about three different elements in order to discuss about one final perception, which is the HRD climate. Now the basic thing that we have to understand here is general climate is one of the component which contributes towards the HRD climate. So organizations must contribute, or organizations must concentrate on this general climate in different ways, like concentrating on the top management style and philosophies, concentrating more on the personal policies, concentrating on the positive attitudes toward development, or concentrating on the commitment of line managers. That means the organizations can use all these different things in order to create a good general climate. This is the first part. Now let's look after the second part, or the second component in this particular HRD climate, which is the HRD culture. Now this is the basic, this is where we basically look after the relationship between HRD culture and HRD climate. So when someone questions you about the relation between HRD culture and HRD climate, or when someone asks you, how can you relate this particular HRD culture and HRD climate, you can basically tell that this particular HRD climate is there, right? It is a perception about the developmental aspect in the organization, and in order to reach to that particular perception about the developmental aspect in the organization, one of the main component that contributes to it is HRD culture. Now what do you mean by HRD culture? We have already discussed about this HRD culture, telling that it is basically the extent or the degree to which organizations promote octapace culture or octapace. Okay, now we also told that this particular octapace stands for different words. That means each and every letter in octapace, OCTAPACE, stands for a different word which has a different meaning. Now let's look after that octapace thing. See, the second component or the second element is HRD culture. It deals with the degree to which octapace are valued and promoted in the organization. A culture with octapace values has the greater chance of achieving high involvement and satisfaction, teamwork, growth, and free flow of communication within the organization. The most important aspect of organizational culture are the values it practices. Okay. Now, what do you mean by this octapace? The first letter in octapace, which is O, stands for openness. That means it is based, openness in simple terms means the transparency. How transparent is the organization? That means, to give you in basic words, it is like, it is kind of freedom to speech, the freedom to express their views and all these things in the organization. That particular thing refers to this openness. That means this particular openness means, or when we are talking about openness, we are actually talking about the transparency in the organization, the freedom to express their views, freedom to express their ideas and all these things. Now it signifies the transparent environment in the organization. The degree of openness of the organization will be an important factor in determining the nature of various dimensions of HRD being designed, as well as the way in which these dimensions should be introduced. See, openness is one thing which organization should mainly concentrate on. See, each and everything the organization should concentrate on, but openness has a strong impact. Why? See, in today's state also there are so many different organizations where employees views or employees ideas are not valued. That means there are so many different organizations in the present time also which do not give a chance to chance for the employees to express their views or express their ideas and all these things. So basically here we are telling that in openness, we are telling that openness basically means this: organizations must concentrate on this particular openness aspect. Now what are the different benefits that the organizations can get if it concentrates on this openness component, or if organizations promote good openness, good things, or promote positive things relating to openness? What are the different things or different benefits that it can get? Now, or in simple terms, reframing this, what are the positive outcomes relating to this openness? They are, see, it helps to improve the implementation of systems and innovation, and free interaction among teammates, leaders, and top authority, and clarity in setting objectives and common goals. That means, see, if you basically give the employees the freedom to express their ideas and all these things, now it would be easy, in formulating the goals or objectives and all these things, right? Because you will be getting views from different employees. So that means you will be having so many different sources from which you can take in information in order to, or in the process of formulating your objectives and goals, right? That is basically the positive outcome of this openness, and that is this first part of this octapace, which is openness. So let's look at the second letter in this octapace, which stands for confrontation. Now what do you mean by confrontation? See, the second one, confrontation. The term signifies the actual problems which team face in the day-to-day work. It implies to face the problem and find the best solutions to get over it rather than stepping back to escaping the problem. So basically confrontation means facing the problems instead of hiding or moving away from the problems. Now how do I explain this? For in order to give you a simple example, for example, there is this there is this method in which a particular job can be done. Now doing this particular job in that particular method saves so much so much time, but there are some chances of problems, so the employees start avoiding that particular process. Even though they know that this particular method saves so much time and cost, they will start avoiding that method just because there are certain problems in the middle. Now confrontation means trying to face those problems instead of avoiding the entire method just because there is a chance of occurrence of problems or there are certain problems in the way. Now this is basically confrontation. Now organizations must take care that employees have a positive view towards this confrontation, or organization must promote that, see, even though there are problems or even though there are chances of occurrence of problems, you have to face them. Now if if you can deal with them, deal with them. Now if you can't deal with them, bring those problems to the notice of the responsible people or the notice of the authorities, so that we all can combinedly deal with those particular problems and not run away from them. This is basically the confrontation, and this is this is how the organizations must give importance, or this is how the organization must promote confrontation in the organizations. Now see, facing the problems and challenges boldly and not shying away from them is the main theme of confrontation. Okay, so promoting confrontation in the organization means encouraging people to recognize a problem, bring it to the people concerned, explore with them and work under it and search possible ways of dealing with it. Now what are the different positive outcomes if the organization concentrates on promoting this confrontation aspect? They are improved problem solving and clarity and team discussions to resolve problems. Okay, the third letter in the octapase, which is T, stands for trust. See, what do you mean by trust? The trust factor comes with openness, which includes maintaining the confidentiality of the information shared by others and the company. So basically trust means the confidentiality that is maintained in the organization. How well the top management can trust its employees, how well the employees can trust its top management, how well the employees can trust each another. Now organizations must also work hard in order to create an environment which which has trust within it. Now if the level of the trust is low in the organizations, the various dimensions of human resource systems are likely to be seen with suspicion, and therefore the credibility of the system may go down. That means if the trust levels are not maintained in the organization, now employees will start doubting each and everything that you do. Now if employees start doubting each and everything that you do, if in future if you implement a particular system or a particular mechanism or tool, they will start doubting it, telling that okay, why is the organization suddenly doing this? What is the basic motto of the organization? Is this a negative motto? In this way they will be starting to revolve around all these negative things and all. So basically maintenance of trust levels in an organization is also a very important aspect, which which contributes towards the overall organizational culture. Now see, in this entire HRD culture, each and everything of this octopus directly or indirectly contributes towards the overall organizational culture. Now in such a case, the system, if introduced, may become a vital and cease to perform the main functions for which it was meant. This is the basic thing that we have just discussed. That means, if trust levels are not maintained in the organization, even though the organization brings in new systems for the development and all these things of the employees, they will not trust. Now, what are the positive outcomes if the organization contributes or basically concentrates in maintaining this particular trust levels in the organization? They are higher empathy, timely support, reduce stress and reduction and the simplification of forms and procedures. Now the fourth letter in the octapase, which is A, stands for authenticity. Okay, now authenticity is the congruence between what one feels and one says. That means maintaining a sync between whatever you are saying and whatever you are showing. That means they will be telling, right, the balance between the actions and the words. That means people will be telling that your actions should match to your words. That means your words should match your actions. Whatever you say you have to do, whatever you say that you will not do, you should not do. So here we are telling that this particular authenticity, this particular authenticity factor or authenticity aspect also plays a major important role in the HRD culture, which in turn plays a way, which in turn contributes towards the organizational culture. Now see, it is the value underlying trust. Authenticity is reflected in the narrowest gap between the stated values and the actual behavior. This value is important for the development of the culture of mutuality. So we have to ensure that authenticity is also given importance in the organization. Now, how do you relate this particular theoretical concept to practicality? That means basically I'm trying to tell that, see, when organizations tell that they will do something, they have to do something. If they fail, they have to give reasons, obviously. If the organization, communicates telling that, or if the organization believes that something should not be done, it should not be done. It's not like they believe that it should not be done, but they will actually do it. Okay, so in this way, authenticity should be maintained in the organization, and it also has a strong impact in the on the HRD culture, on the HRD climate, on the organizational culture, and all these things. Now, what are the outcomes, or what are the positive outcomes if the organization contributes or concentrates on this authenticity in a good way? They are, sharing of feelings freely to improve the interpersonal communication and reduced distortion in communications. Okay, now the next letter in the octopus is P, which means proactive, which means being proactive, which means preparing themselves to be ready for future events. That is basically proactive. Now here we are basically trying to understand that in organizations the proactive culture should be promoted. That means employees should be, prepared, or employees should be created, or employees should be motivated in such a way that they will be, or they will adjust themselves to any sudden changes, or they will be pre-ready, pre-active, proactive, and all these things. Now, taking initiative, pre-planning, and taking preventive action is the measure of the term proactive. Now, organizations must be proactive in terms of their planning. They must be ready for the future. Being proactive means anticipating issues in advance to take advantage of this undertaking conflict, or responding to the needs of the future, in fact creating the future. Now, what are the positive advantages or the positive outcomes if organizations, create themselves as proactive, or if organizations promote each and everything, or each and every employee, or motivate, or and or try to communicate to the employees telling that being proactive is important, or in simple terms, if the organizations concentrate on this particular proactiveness, or if the organizations strive to become proactive, or if the organizations try to become proactive, what are the different positive outcomes? The different positive outcomes are simply they are being ready for the future events and sudden surprises. Okay, now the next letter in this particular octopus is something called as autonomy. Okay, now autonomy is the willingness to use power without fear and helping others to do the same. Now, basically, autonomy is all about using and giving freedom to plan and act in one's own sphere. Now, here we are trying to tell that, see, autonomy also plays a very important role in this entire HRD culture, or HRD climate, or organizational culture, or organizational climate. Now, how? See, basically here we are trying to tell that each and every person should be given his own rights. That means if a particular person is a HR manager in the organization, he must have complete freedom to execute all the rights that this particular HR manager position holds. You can't just tell that, okay, even though you are a HR manager, see, until and unless we tell you to do each and everything, you should not be doing each and everything. That means, what is the point of maintaining him as a human resource manager when you don't give any opportunity for him in order to exercise his own rights, right? So here we are telling that autonomy also plays a very important role. Now, organizations must avoid autocratic type of environment and give chance to the team to use their powers in a positive way. Now, what are the different positive outcomes regarding this particular autonomy? If autonomy is promoted in a good way in the organization, what are the different positive outcomes? They are, it helps to develop mutual relationships, reduces reference made to senior people. Okay, now let's look at the next letter in the octopus, which is collaboration. What do you mean by collaboration? Teamwork. See, it involves working together in a team for a common cause. Individuals solve their problems by sharing their concerns with one another and prepare strategies, working out plans of actions, and implement them together. Now, this is basically collaboration. So, we are basically telling that, see, this particular collaboration aspect also plays a very important role in the organization, because it is entirely, it entirely revolves around teamwork and all these things, team relationships and all these things. Now, the positive outcomes relating to collaboration, or the positive outcomes that we can achieve if collaboration is properly maintained, or if collaboration is given importance in the organization, is timely work, improved communication, and resource sharing. Okay. Now, the last letter, or the last, the last element in this particular octopus, which is E, refers to experimenting. Now, what do you mean by experimenting? See, It involves using and encouraging innovative approaches to solve the problems. It is the value which emphasizes the importance given to innovating and trying out new ways of dealing with problems in the organizations. So here we are basically trying to tell that, see, this particular innovativeness or experimenting also has a very important role in the organization, as it also has the impact on the employees, the HRD culture, organizational culture, and organizational climate. So here we are trying to tell that organizations must concentrate in creating an experimenting environment. Okay, it should also promote experimenting instead of just telling that, okay, let's go with the standard procedures and all these things. So the positive outcomes relating to experimenting are development of new products, methods, and procedures. Now this is all typo. Okay, please ignore all this matter from here to here. So these are the basic positive outcomes relating to experimenting. Now Octopus values has the greater chance of achieving high involvement and the satisfaction, teamwork, growth, and free flow of communication within the organization. The most important aspect of organizational culture are the values it practices. So all the things that we have discussed till now may be so confusing to you. Please try to understand telling that. See, here we are basically trying to tell that this entire HRD climate is there, right? This entire HRD climate is basically the perception of the employees. Perception means basically what employees think relating to the developmental environment or the developmental aspect, or in simple terms, what employees think that, okay, this much importance the top management is giving for our development. In this way, the perception of the employees relating to the developmental aspect of the environment in the organization. Okay, now, so this is basically the today's topic. That means we started with organizational culture, organizational climate, HRD culture, HRD climate. We discussed the organizational culture and organizational climate so that we could give you a link between this particular organizational culture, HRD culture, organizational climate, HRD climate, so that you could not, you could understand the clear difference between both of them. And then we started to talk about each and every aspect in detail. We basically talked about, HRD climate, telling that, okay, the HRD climate is simply the perception in the employee's mind relating to the developmental aspect of the, developmental aspect in the, or basically development environment in the organization. And we told that that particular perception, in order to reach that particular perception, there are three different elements which contribute towards that finalized perception: general climate, HRD culture, HRD mechanisms. We told that general climate means the general, policies, procedures, management styles relating to the developmental aspect in the organization. We told that this particular HRD culture means the degree or the importance given by the organization towards Octopus. We also looked after different elements or different words mean the abbreviation of the Octopus. And we told that the third one is HRD mechanisms. So after, after having the basic idea, or after having the perceptions relating to these three things in the organization, the employee will come to a final perception or the final, opinion about the developmental aspect in the organization, which is termed as HRD climate. And we try to tell that organization must concentrate on each and every element within this in three components of the HRD climate in order to promote or create a good HRD climate, which in turn will have an impact on the entire organizational climate, which in turn will have an impact on the organizational culture. Okay, so this is basically the entire topic of today. Don't get confused. If you are confused, please watch again, or ask in the comments. Now this has been today's class. We'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class with the next topic. Thank you.